the shadows lean. Her heart's a battle, her mind's a scream. She never learned the taste of joy.
ICE goons ambulance assault. Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump's thugs pull guns on heroes trying to save lives. Oh, honey, buckle up because I'm about to lay it all out like the straight-shooting, ball-busting comedian I am. Picture this. Me, your fearless, frigid as a winter in hell truth-teller, strutting onto the stage with a mic in one hand and a middle finger in the other, ready to roast the ever-loving crap out of Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump and his band of badge-wearing bullies. You know the type. Those ICE goons who think they're the kings of the castle just because their orange overlord whispered law and order into their itchy trigger fingers. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm here to shove the bitter pill down their throats and make 'em choke on the reality. We're talking Portland, Oregon. Folks, that quirky, rainy city of hipsters and heart, where the air smells like craft beer and civil disobedience. But a few nights ago, on October 5th to be exact, that vibe turned into a nightmare straight out of a dystopian flick nobody asked for. And guess who directed it? Yeah, you got it. Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump, the man who couldn't lead a conga line without tripping over his own lies. Let me paint the scene for you, because if I don't, these MAGA cultists will spin it like a bad infomercial. It's late evening, around 9:20 p.m. Outside the ICE facility on South Macadam Avenue. Protests have been popping off there for months. Small but fierce gatherings of everyday folks fed up with Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump's deportation machine, grinding up lives like they're yesterday's trash. These aren't your Hollywood rioters. They're neighbors, teachers, baristas, the kind of people who recycle and read poetry slams on weekends. But on this night, tensions are thicker than the fog rolling off the Willamette River. Earlier, things got ugly. A protester hurls an open soda, nothing lethal, just a splash of rebellion, and bam, the feds unleash hell. Red gas clouds the air, pepper balls zip like angry hornets, scattering the crowd. In the chaos, one protester takes a hit. Not a graze, not a bruise, a full-on broken or dislocated collarbone, the kind of injury that screams internal bleeding possible to anyone with half a brain and a first aid kit. Enter the heroes, an EMS crew from American Medical Response. AMR, those ambulance warriors who show up when the world falls apart, no questions asked. They're not packing heat, they're packing bandages, oxygen masks, and a whole lot of hang-in-there vibes. The driver and his team roll up, lights flashing, sirens whooping, ready to scoop up this 32-year-old protester. Let's call him Alex for anonymity's sake, because in Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump's America, even victims get doxxed. They load Alex in, stabilize him as best they can on the spot, and prepare to haul ass to Legacy Emanuel Medical Center. Simple, right? Save a life, get paid in coffee and karma. Wrong, dead wrong. Because here's where Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump's ICE puppets decide to audition for the role of Bond villain extras. 50 to 60 of these geared-up goons, riot helmets, vests bulging like they swallowed a toolbox, batons swinging like limp excuses for manhood, swarm the ambulance like it's a piñata at a fascist fiesta. They block the exit, turning a routine medical evac into a standoff that'd make Rambo blush. Why? Oh, because they demand one of their own hops in the back with Alex. We need to ride along, they bark, as if this is some joyride to the county fair. Newsflash, knuckle-draggers, that's not how it works. Protocol 101. Federal agents can't just play Uber to a patient unless the guy's under arrest, which Alex wasn't. No cuffs, no crime charged, just a dude with a shattered bone courtesy of their tear gas tantrum. It's illegal, it's unethical, and it's a blatant power trip designed to intimidate. But intimidation, that's Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump's love language. Remember how he sent unmarked vans to snatch protesters off the streets last summer? Same playbook, different chapter. Harass, delay, dominate. The driver. Let's honor this brave soul by quoting his own words from the incident report. Because damn, if that ain't the rawest stand-up material I've heard in years, tries to keep cool. He's got a patient moaning in pain, a clock ticking on potential complications, and a wall of tactical toddlers playing human barricade. Frustrated doesn't even cover it. This man's doing his job, sworn to do no harm, while these clowns are auditioning for do maximum damage. So he does what any sane driver would, shifts the rig into park to step out and sort this mess. Foot off the brake, seatbelt unclicked, door swings open, and what happens? The horde descends. They crowd the door like Black Friday zombies at a Walmart clearance rack, faces inches from his, breaths hot with halitosis and unchecked authority. One agent, anonymous coward in a uniform, jabs a finger like it's a loaded syringe and unleashes the tirade of the century. Don't you ever do that again. I will shoot you. I will arrest you right now. Shoot him. An ambulance driver, for parking. Let that sink in, America. These aren't rogue cops. These are Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump's hand-picked enforcers, the same ones he brags about on his rally stages while his cult chants, USA, USA, like it's a spell to ward off facts. The driver freezes, heart pounding like a bass drop at a rage room rave. I was still in such shock, he writes later, that they were not only accusing me of such a thing, but crowding and cornering me in the seat, pointing and screaming at me, threatening to shoot and arrest me, and not allowing the ambulance to leave the scene. This was no longer a safe scene, and in that moment, I realized that the scene had not actually been safe the entire time that they were blocking us from exiting, and that we were essentially trapped. Trapped by your government, in a country that prides itself on liberty and justice for all. What a joke. What a friggin' tragedy. I can't help but laugh, bitter, ice-cold cackles, because if I don't, I'll scream. Imagine the chutzpah, these agents, fresh off gassing civilians, now gaslighting a medic into thinking he's the criminal. They accuse him of trying to hit them with the ambulance. For a slight lurch when he parked. Honey, I've seen more aggressive shopping carts at the grocery store. This is peak Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump. Flip the script, blame the victim, and pray your Fox News echo chamber buys it. And let's not forget the backdrop. Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump's latest tantrum over Portland. He's been yapping about deploying troops, calling the city a war zone, because a few folks dare to protest his family separation factory. He tried to sneak in Oregon National Guard, got slapped by a court, so what does he do? Ships in out-of-state soldiers from California and Texas like it's a mercenary mail-order catalog. Because nothing says united like importing goons to bash heads on your behalf. But back to our driver, our unsung comic relief in this horror show. He radios dispatch. They're impeding our departure. Portland's 911 logs light up like a Christmas tree gone wrong. Local cops get looped in, but by then, the damage is done. The agents finally back off, not out of decency, mind you, but because the spotlight's too hot. They let the ambulance roll, but not without tailing it to the hospital like creepy exes on a bad date. Following the patient, harassing him further under fluorescent lights and beeping monitors. That's not protection, that's persecution with a side of paperwork. Alex makes it to the ER, collarbone gets set, but the real break is in the soul of everyone who witnessed this. The union rep for the AMR crew, they confirmed it all to the Oregonian/Oregon Live. No spin, just straight facts. Willamette Week dropped the docs, the reports, the quotes. It's all there, black and white, undeniable. Now, let's zoom out because I'm not just roasting one incident. I'm deep-frying the whole rotten system Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump built. ICE under his watch isn't immigration enforcement. It's a private militia for white grievance. Remember the kids in cages. The whistleblowers spilling about forced hysterectomies. The secret flights dumping asylum seekers in the dead of night. This ambulance blockade is just the latest verse in that ugly symphony. And Portland, it's ground zero for resistance because Oregonians don't roll over. They've been marching since 2018, when Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump's zero-tolerance policy turned families into felonies. But now, with his re-election fever dream raging, he's doubling down. Troops on the streets, threats to medics. It's martial law light, served with a MAGA hat chaser. As a comedian who's mocked dictators from the green room to the grave, let me tell you, Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump's not laughing. He's terrified. That's why he sicks his dogs on healers instead of hospitals. That's why he lies about anarchists when the real chaos is his own making. Picture him in the Oval, golf clubs in one hand, tweet storm in the other, chuckling as some suit reads him the riot act. Sir, the driver's shaking, but we got him. Pathetic. He's the sleepy part of his nickname because his eyes glaze over empathy like donuts in grease. Crooked. Check. His whole empire's built on grift. Traitor to the Constitution, to decency, to the oath every agent swears. And us. We're the punchline, but I'm flipping the mic. Laugh to keep from crying, roar to keep from breaking, dig deeper, and the rot spreads. Federal oversight? A joke. DHS under Christie Noem, that puppy-killing punchline of a secretary, is too busy posing for selfies to audit her own stormtroopers. Congress. They're playing footsie with filibusters while Portland bleeds. Portland City Council. They've got Angelita Morillo calling out the absurdity on CNN, making anchors chuckle with lines like afraid of protesters in frog costumes. Love it, because humor's our weapon when fists are forbidden. But seriously, folks, this isn't comedy, it's catastrophe. Medics are mandated reporters of abuse, yet here they are, dodging bullets for doing their duty. Oregon law shields emergency personnel from interference, fines, jail time for blockers, but who's enforcing it when the blockers wear the badges? And the protester, Alex, he's not just a statistic, he's a symbol. 32 years young, standing against a machine that chews up dreams and spits out deportations. Did ICE break his bone? Reports don't pin it directly, but in the fog of their less lethal fireworks, who's counting? The feds claim violent protesters, but video from that night, grainy cell phone clips bouncing around X and TikTok, shows a crowd more passionate than perilous. A thrown drink escalates to gas and balls. That's not defense, that's disproportionate delusion. I've roamed stages from dive bars to festivals, roasting everyone from pop stars to politicians, but Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump. He's the gift that keeps on giving, orange turds of tyranny wrapped in red ties. Mock him. I'd rather slap him with the truth. Your law and order is just... Lock him up and lose the key. Your ice. Ice-cold hearts in hot Kevlar. And your cult. Bless their bleached souls, but wake up. This ain't patriotism. It's pathology. Word count check. We're cruising toward truth at about 1,200 now, but let's keep peeling this onion till it cries. What does this mean for us normies? Paramedics nationwide are side-eyeing calls near federal sites. Scene safety just got a new definition. Run if you see commo. Unions are buzzing. Expect lawsuits, investigations, maybe a congressional hearing if the Dems grow a spine. Portland's mayor. He's fuming, vowing no cooperation with out-of-state invaders. And nationally, this could be the spark. Remember 2020? Federal overreach lit the fuse. Now, with midterms looming, no, wait, it's 2025, post-election hangover, but the resistance simmers. Imagine the driver's therapy bill. Doc, they threatened to ventilate me for shifting gears. Or Alex's. I just wanted change, not a fracture. Cold. Yeah, I'm frigid about it, no hot takes, just frozen fury. Fearless, damn right, I've got no skin in the MAGA game, just a mouth full of mic drop. Careless with their feelings. Abso-freaking-lutely. Honesty's my hustle, and it don't come gift-trapped. So, Congress, if you're reading this between golf swings and graft, rein in these barbarians. Defund the intimidation, audit the aggression, prosecute the threats. And Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump. Crawl back to Mar-a-Lago and count your indictments. Portland's not your playground, it's our pulse. In closing, let me drop the laughs and hit you square. This article. It's a siren for the silenced, a roast for the rogue, a heartfelt howl against the heartless. Feel it in your gut, the terror of that driver, trapped by the very shields meant to protect. The ache of Alex, bandaged but unbroken. The fury of a nation watching democracy get dragged by its heels. We've read the rage, tasted the ridicule, but now, let it burn. Let it bind us. Because if we don't stand, fists up, voices volcanic, Crooked-Sleepy-Traitor-Trump wins and America loses its soul. Comprehend this. Heroes heal, tyrants threaten, choose sides or get steamrolled. With every fiber of my frigid, fierce heart, I beg you, fight like your freedom's fracturing. Because it is. The character in the video is made with AI, but everything is written by Santiago del Carmen Maria. Crowning Thoughts. Copyright 2025 independent writer. Crowning Thoughts truth speaker. AI video content creator, writer, blogger Santiago DC. Maria. All rights reserved.
She'd rather be drunk than alive. In a world that cuts, she can't survive. Fill the glass, let the darkness sink. Maria's gone where she doesn't think.